Good Good morning, Scott School, on this terrific Tuesday, April 15th. It is tax day. For those of you who are adults, you know what that means. Friends, we have a cool new Fab with Vocab word of the week, and it is acquire. And that is a fancy spelling. So that would be something to tune into and think about how you would break that word apart. Acquire is a verb and it means to get. And our handy dandy illustration here, we have some grown ups with it looks like a student or a child who says, "Why buy a new car? For the same price, we could acquire thousands of really cool skateboards." Oh, how funny is that? I'm sure those grown-ups are probably thinking they don't want to ride a skateboard to work. They'd rather drive a car. So see how you can be fab with vocab. Use acquire in your conversations, find it in your reading, include it in your writing, and just as always be fab with vocab because building our vocabulary is a really, really great thing to improve our reading skills and our writing skills too. Also our conversational skills. And no, M-Step testing has started. So yesterday was our launch of M-Step testing. So hooray, hurrah for our third grade students and teachers who are administering M-Step. It was a fine day. I was so impressed with the fidelity in which teachers were implementing the testing or proctoring the testing, and students, the hard work that you were putting forward or forth in the effort you are giving. So remember, this isn't a test you can study for. It's a test just to measure that the state wants us to measure how much you've learned from when you started school in kindergarten or preschool all the way to the present. So it's just one of those things we just ask that you give it your all. Remember, when you reach a question or if you get to a question that you're just unsure of the answer, think about, how can I eliminate answers that are not the best fit and try to narrow it down to the best choice and then just select that and move on. Whole different thing than just rapid guessing. So we don't want you to go, "Oh, I'm sick of this test. I'm just going to click, 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 click." That doesn't measure what you know. And this test is pretty important in the eyes of our state legislators. So we all kind of have some differing feelings about this assessment, but we do know it's important to several people out there. So we want to give it our all. Remember, the other thing is if you're feeling stressed or frustrated, it's okay to ask for a break. It's also okay to use some deep breathing or make your body feel like a sponge, do the sponge and then relax. Think about some things that you can do to relax and then get your brain ready to get back on track and just do your best. That's why we chunk up this test over several days. If you finish or when you finish that test, it might be today, it might be tomorrow or the next day. Whenever you finish, remember you may read a book. So, like just a book that you are reading for enjoyment, you may do that, but other things are not allowed during this time. So, if you have friends in your classroom who are still testing and you are not, just be respectful, responsible, and demonstrate safe behavior so that that testing room is still good for everyone who is still completing the test. And I think that about wraps it up. We have some yucky weather out there this morning. I'm hopeful it clears up, but it may not. So keep an eye on that flag in this springtime kind of duration of time, in this window of time. It is going to be some wacky weather out there. So some days it might be warm enough that, wow, it's short sleeves. Shorts might be a stretch, but possibly. And like today, it's pretty cold out there and it is sleeting and some snowflakes have been falling. So make sure that you're dressing in layers so that you are ready to go outside and be equipped for the weather if it is chillier. And then if it's not, then you can just remove those layers and still go out and have a good time. And now on to Mrs. Schwartz.
Why, thank you, Mrs. Reha. Friends, I wanted to take a minute and give a huge shout out to second graders in the hallways. Mrs. Reha and I specifically noticed yesterday, in particular, going to breakfast and during transitions while kids were testing, you did a beautiful job with your zero voices in the hallways. We are so, so proud of you. Keep it up. All right, and we've got some Panther Pride winners today. From Miss Van Cura's class, we have Zach and Carly. From Mrs. Toth's class, we have Caden and Chuck. From Mrs. Carr's class, we have Sarah and Lyndon. From Miss Anderson's class, we have Cal and Faith. From Miss Villarreal's class, we have Frankie, Annika, Vivian, and Charlie. Congratulations, friends. Let's go ahead and stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Have a truly terrific Tuesday, Scott School.